ESPN's telecast of Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. The Angels playing as the visitors in Williamsport tonight, and each team, the Angels and Indians, wearing Little League style uniforms to represent the part of the world that they come from. It is a worldwide event that this year has been changed to a national event because of the COVID-19 outbreak. All domestic teams playing in the Little League World Series. Let's get you right to the Angels Taco Bell starting lineup tonight. Shohei Ohtani hoping for 5 plate appearances at the DH spot atop the order. The ball well, went 5 innings against the Twins on Monday. And here is Shohei Ohtani digging in for the Angels to start things out. You'll see a lot of these Little League pictures as we get started tonight. And for Ohtani, who leads Major League Baseball with 40 homers, and staring down a Angels franchise record. One he's already broken. More homers by an Angel left-handed hitter than anybody else, having eclipsed Reggie Jackson's record during the week. There's kind of a still silence for Ohtani hitting here. It's like a golf crowd.
Very much like when Mr. October himself will come up. They always said you never go to the bathroom when Reggie Jackson is hitting. The same can be said for Ohtani.
Well, you never take your eyes off of Ohtani, regardless of whether he's on the mound, at the plate. 1-1 pitch to him is fouled back. He sits safely in 10 of 12 at the start of play. 40 homers, 88 RBIs. And we'll talk about the impact he's made on the pitching side of the scorecard as we continue tonight. There's not a kid in the ballpark tonight that doesn't know who Shohei Ohtani is.
Or wants to be like him, Matty. I mean, what's interesting about being here at the home of the World Series in Williamsport is Ohtani's doing things at the big league level that kids are doing in Little League, and those kids will be considered superstars.
Well, that's a good point, because in the Little League, you know how one star kid can kind of carry an entire team, and Ohtani is that guy. He is the best pitcher on the staff. He has been their best hitter this year. We'll quantify that for you in a moment. Still going on a 2-strike count. Here's Quantrill's next 2-strike pitch, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
He's their fastest guy on the team now that Mike Trout is hurt. And his speed doesn't get enough pub, but he can absolutely fly, and watching him from first to third is magic.
And there's a base hit past the dive of Jimenez. Ohtani's aboard to start the ball game. There are 4 American League teams that have one player who leads them in homers, RBIs, stolen bases, and total bases. Ohtani is that guy for the Angels. There are 4 American League teams that have one pitcher that leads their ranks in ERA, strikeouts, OPS against, and quality starts. And Ohtani is that pitcher.
Ohtani is a combination of both. He lives alone. He rents a house in Anaheim. To watch him, still very close to his father, who was an amateur player.
Austin Hedges busy trying to keep Ohtani anchored at first base. He's already tried to run a couple of times after getting on base with the leadoff single. 1 out, 1 on. There goes Ohtani, got a big jump. Hedges throws down to second base, not even close, and it's bag number 19 for Shohei Ohtani.
And Ohtani with a great deals it on Quantrill with a slow delivery, breaking ball, and just outruns the baseball. I mean, Matty, the one thing we don't talk about Ohtani is how hard is it to travel 5,500 miles to Anaheim by yourself, not your father, not your mother, no sister, no brother. He's the youngest of 3. And he just rents a place in Anaheim and he goes, let's just go play baseball. And I'm the modern day Babe Ruth. Really impressive. But to do it all by himself with not a huge support cast is pretty impressive.
Well, what's harder, doing that or pitching 8 innings and then playing the nept day as DH for a day game? Like the turnaround, what this guy puts his body through, I don't think people can quite comprehend as Upton continues to battle. And Joe Madden said today, you know, I hope people don't just look at their phones and look at Ohtani highlights and take for granted what they're seeing.
5, hitting 40, and also throwing 100 miles an hour with the ability to win 10 or 15 games. I mean, the comparisons speaks for themselves, Matty.
Well, the 1919 campaign for Babe Ruth is the one that people comp Ohtani for. And here's another one, because Ken Griffey Jr. had been the only player in Major League history with at least 15 stolen bases and 40 homers through 117 games. And Ohtani joined him in reaching those plateaus earlier this year.
Listen, you're in great company when your comps early on are Babe Ruth, Ken Griffey, Max Scherzer. Every one of them are blue chip names. But again, I like the makeup. I like how easygoing. The other thing the gentleman from the media spoke about today was that Matsui spoke every day to the Japanese media. Ichiro only spoke once a week. And Ohtani is a little bit of a blend. He speaks every time after the media, after he pitches. And then every other time is about once or twice a week. So think about all the things you have to do. Prepare to pitch, prepare to hit. You have the American media, and also you have a responsibility to this country. By the way, that every day at noon in Japan, they get to watch you pitch.
That's right. Count is 0-2 on Jared Walsh. The Indians have taken each of the first 2 games of the series. In fact, Yuba City, California is where Max played his Little League Baseball. Ramirez, Franmil Reyes, and Oscar Mercado 3 through 5. Bradley Zimmer, Owen Miller, Austin Hedges, and Andres Jimenez round things out. Spot since around the All-Star break. Most recently a 6-5 loser in the Bronx on August 16th. Changeup specialist.
That playoff conversation next year.
Well, and that certainly applies to the Indians lineup after the deals they made in the trade deadline season. Rosario sends a ball to left, really well hit, up and back, looking for a.
And Rosario, the young
Told me was that the hip replacement surgery has greatly diminished his pain.
And I dive head first. And no one liked it in the organization, including the manager. And he brought me into his office and he said, hey, I know that nobody liked it.
In kind of restating their position as interim guy. Young starter, 23 years old, still very much feeling his way, as the kids could probably identify with.
Creativity is appreciated. Hey, he's a hot ticket.
How long do you think they'll last watching the game from standing on top of the truck to finally find a clean bill of health this year? Play tomorrow in Cleveland, as both teams have a day off. But luckily the skies have cleared. We've got baseball as scheduled.
That could be a preview of the AL wild card. That's my early call.
Yeah, the Dodgers, Iglesias, Marsh, and Adele in the removed from their Little League days. And for a guy like Brandon Marsh, rookie center fielder, who's, by the way, players on the roster, the cardboard down the hill gave him a little grief.
Now, I would never do that, Matty. I have the grace of an elephant. I mean, with my record in baseball on one-run games, so there's some foundation to build from next year. They get
off-season workouts. This is Joe doing a 66-inch box jump.
Wow. Come on.
Have a seat.
Love it. Hey, Brandon, growing up in Georgia, when you were 12 years old, who were some of the, A, what was your favorite team, and B, who was your favorite player?
Yep. Growing up in Georgia, I was a New York Yankee, so I choose the home run every time.
I know you get asked this all the time, Jared, but as a guy that did double duty, that pitched and hit in the same major league season, counts 0-1 on Miles Straw. That's out to right field. Joe Adele tracking, sliding, and making a fine catch to retire the side. Jared, thanks for visiting. Alex Rodriguez just went over to the kids' cast.
I'm trying. I'm working.
So, you know, we met you at this event. This is when the world met you.
No.
Can you put yourself in the minds of the kids now watching the big league?
All the kids, so I bet this day has been amazing for them and something that they'll remember their entire lives.
Talk to me about Shohei Ohtani. I mean, you can, you know, identify with somebody who's trying to pitch and hit at the level this guy plays. Give me your thoughts.
I'm just speechless, really. He's a fun player to watch. I would hate to pitch against him just because I feel like he's such a tough guy to pitch against. But, I mean, if he's on your team, you got to love it. And you got to love that he's a two-way player as well.
How about the fact that, and this is something, a part of his game that I think is underreported. So, as was the case earlier this week, he pitches 8 innings, dominant. The next game for the Angels, day game after a night game, he never takes a blow. He's in there DHing the next game. He never gets off his feet.
I mean, it's not too many people can do that. And for him to be so good at it is just amazing.
Do you think the appeal for Shohei Ohtani is such that you could call him the most popular player in Major League Baseball this year around the world?
I think so. I believe, yeah, him and Tatis are just amazing players to watch, and they're both young. So I feel like for years to come that these two guys are going to be, you know, the top players that every little leaguer wants to be.
I feel like I should know this about you. Were you a Yankee fan as a kid?
No, I was not.
Who was your team?
I was a huge Chase Utley fan, but as I got older and started watching, I became a Dodgers fan.
Got it, okay. Ohtani's aboard once again. Second time he's been on base tonight.
Matt, did you hear the hard rejection in Monet's voice right there when he said, "Oh, you're a Yankees fan"? No.
Yeah, no, she was very firm on that. Here are the Little League World Series favorite players this year. They're both Angels. Mike Trout, who we hope to visit with a little bit later on tonight, and Shohei Ohtani. And, you know, hey, I get it. Those are two of the best players on the planet, not just here at the Little League World Series Classic. So Ohtani is aboard, having stolen a base, and obviously you're facing kids and you don't know about these kids so much. So you didn't know that you had a guy like Fletcher who was always going to be in swing mode. What did that do for your prep? You couldn't really prepare for a lineup that way.
Yeah, it's hard, but we would have to go back and watch the regional games and just see what they did during the regional games and then try to go from there.
Oh, look at that hit and run. Beauty. Ohtani to third, and Fletcher can hit the hole like nobody in the game. Runners at the corners now. So this replay here, what do you see?
He just sees that, you know, the runner's going, and he sees that the second baseman takes a step towards second base, and he just, you know, places it well in there and allows Ohtani to get to third base, and, you know, hopefully
a single since that. Struck out 3. Snack time. That's why you got to have the snacks, and there's plenty of snacks to be had.
Popcorn, cocktail.
These kids still know who you are? Like, are you a legacy?
Some kids spoke, but I feel like, what was it, 7 years ago? So they were about 5. Really just, do I know TikToks? They're all about 7 to 10, so all they know right now is TikToks, and they always ask me if I can do.
Yeah, it's commissioned to study to figure out if, in fact, I am too old to be on TikTok, and the responses come back, yes.
You know, you just popped out your Instagram. You're doing great work there.
They also gave me their team pin, which I know pin trading is a big deal out here in Little League. But see you, super sweet, smiling. We took a picture, and I told her she's a better hitter than I was when I was here because I didn't have many hits. But hope one day I can, you know, see her pitch out here.
He's doing that, you know, hitting 40 homers and, you know, with a sub 3 ERA as well. I think he's like 8-1. I mean, you know, he just enjoy it. It's honestly watching Little League to him. Out the next day, that's Ohtani Michelle, so it's pretty amazing. He's a good dude, great person, great teammate, and I'm happy we have him. Homers, first at bat he got jammed up and in. I basically told him, I said, hey man, they throw you a fastball inside, hit it in the right field seats. They throw you off speed, down the middle, down, hit it to center field. And if they throw you a sinker down and away, hit it in our bullpen. And next at bat, fastball up and in, homer to right field. And then in the 8th, what to do, and he did it. It was pretty incredible. He's just special. The swing is unbelievable. and the power.
Mike, a little more on that, you know, because this is a season where you've never not played as often as you have this year. Have you looked at more?
He said, when I was really little, I used to watch you play. I said, oh, boy.
That one's ticketed for the gap. Adele lays out, and it's past him. Marsh collects it on the track, and Austin Hedges has it.
Yeah, good swinging here. Middle fastball going the other way, not trying to do too much. Nice effort. And a stand-up double. All-star game. And as good of a guy as you can find. Great teammate.
A bouncing ball that'll scoot through the hole on the right side. Hedges to.
And Matt, this is something that as a young player, Adele, 22 years old, this is a big mistake. This airmail ball, it didn't cost him here. But when you're 22 years old, get it done.
Runners at the corners for Miles Straw. Grounded to the shortstop. Iglesias makes a great play to get to it and then kind of dumps it off to Fletcher. They get the out at second base. Hedges scores. And it's a 3-0 Iglesias could do with that ball.
I mean, incredible play. And look at the way he gets rid of this ball. I mean, there's not too many shortstops in the planet.
ESPN and the ESPN family of stations. Lead. That's it for the top of the fifth, which means it's time for tonight's fifth inning fast talk presented by T-Mobile. Head over to ESPN's Instagram Live now. With some help behind him defensively, Cal Quantrill has retired 7 in a row.
That I'm seeing, and I give a lot of credit to our veterans on this team. They're outstanding. Look at Jep in left field, at shortstop, Iggy.
Process with Shohei in terms of when he can double duty, when he cannot, and how those conversations began in the spring.
Well, yeah, Perry and I sat down early on, and I just wanted to know philosophically where the organization set with all this. And from the beginning, Perry was all on board with letting him pitch, letting him play, and then we'll try to make those decisions that are in progress. Sat down with Shohei and Ippei, his translator, great guy, and we went through all of this in camp, and I wanted him to know that he is going to be in charge of when he plays based on how he feels. None of us have ever done what he's doing, so I have no idea what that would feel like. He related to me the biggest thing. Before every game he's going to start, I want to find out the night before you want to hit to, and then after that, what do you feel like on the day after? It's just been an open, easy conversation. He's very frank with me, and I love it. So he developed a good relationship based on that, but he really calls a shot when he's going to hit and pitch.
Joe, you talked about camp, and I know we have 2 outs here. Forecasting. Did you?
I saw him last year, obviously, and actually recruited a couple years ago, and I was still with the Cubs, and everybody was raving about him. And then last year, obviously, he was not playing up to his abilities yet. He had been injured, coming back as a pitcher. His batting style was totally off. He was just really flying open, and watching him hitting at a much better direction in regards to hitting the ball back to the middle of the field. And he got past off season to get to this point.
Hey, Joe, we appreciate the visit during the game. Enjoy the golf tournament tomorrow. Hit him straight. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. And Alex knows what it's like to be on a team that I voted for you. I would have voted for you.
Austin Warren with a 1-2-3 fifth. Ohtani will lead things off in the 6th, and it's still 3-0 Indians lead. Welcome back to the Little League Classic. Shohei Ohtani leads things off for the Angels, trailing 3-0 in the 6th. That'll be the top of the order for the Angels. Ohtani, Fletcher, and Upton against Cal Quantrill, who has been in nothing but control tonight. 5 strikeouts. He is currently in the midst of a stretch where he has retired 7 straight Angels. Ohtani has singled and walked tonight, in there for a 3rd time against Quantrill. So we're seeing Ohtani swing the bat tonight. We were not lucky enough to be here on the every 6th day when Ohtani assumes his spot in the rotation. A healthy cut on 0-1. But because he's dominated so on both sides of the scorecard, Alex, and the MVP thing is now almost a foregone conclusion.
Yep.
I think it's even possible for Angels fans to dream about a Cy Young Award, too.
Okay.
And here's why. It's a very short list of pitchers, of course, that have won both a Cy and an MVP in the same year. Most recently, Clayton Kershaw, 2014. And then before him, Verlander in 2011. Relievers have done it, such as Dennis Eckersley. Ohtani, a strikeout victim here. But if you change the innings threshold to a minimum of 100 innings pitched.
That I'm seeing, and I give a lot of credit to our veterans on this team. They're outstanding. Look at Jep in left field, at shortstop, Iggy.
Process with Shohei in terms of when he can double duty, when he cannot, and how those conversations began in the spring.
Well, yeah, Perry and I sat down early on, and I just wanted to know philosophically where the organization set with all this. And from the beginning, Perry was all on board with letting him pitch, letting him play, and then we'll try to make those decisions that are in progress. Sat down with Shohei and Ippei, his translator, great guy, and we went through all of this in camp, and I wanted him to know that he is going to be in charge of when he plays based on how he feels. None of us have ever done what he's doing, so I have no idea what that would feel like. He related to me the biggest thing. Before every game he's going to start, I want to find out the night before you want to hit to, and then after that, what do you feel like on the day after? It's just been an open, easy conversation. He's very frank with me, and I love it. So he developed a good relationship based on that. But he really calls a shot when he's going to hit and pitch.
Joe, you talked about camp, and I know we have 2 outs here. Forecasting. Did you?
I saw him last year, obviously, and actually recruited a couple years ago, and I was still with the Cubs, and everybody was raving about him. And then last year, obviously, he was not playing up to his abilities yet. He had been injured, coming back as a pitcher. His batting style was totally off. He was just really flying open, and watching him hitting, he had a much better direction in regards to hitting the ball back to the middle of the field. And he got past offseason to get to this point.
Hey, Joe, we appreciate the visit during the game. Enjoy the golf tournament tomorrow. Hit him straight. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. And Alex knows what it's like to be on a team that I voted for you. I would have voted for you.
Austin Warren with a 1-2-3 fifth. Ohtani will lead things off in the 6th, and is still 3-0 Indians lead. And I think Jack Mayfield just missed tying this game.
And good base running for the Angels, advancing to third, and nice job, Adele, staying at first base, ensuring keep that hole open, but make sure that they pitch to Ohtani here.
Ohtani walked in the first, rather singled in the first, walked in the third, and then struck out most recently back in the 6th. All of his plate appearances, of course, coming against Quantrill. Another first pitch breaking ball in for a strike. That's the Torrance Little League team. Torrance, California. Not far from Anaheim, of course. Major League Baseball's home run leader representing the tying run. Fastball stays high that time.
Ohtani 5th in the American League in RBIs. Opportunity for two or three more right here.
Tough take, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Matty, 8th inning. I'm surprised how shallow the outfield is playing. For me, the right fielder is way too shallow. You want to keep Ohtani to maximum a single, keep the doubles away. But one in the gap here can open up the floodgates.
3 balls and a strike. You know, you can talk all about the power, the contributions at the plate, the runs he drives in, but according to Joe Maddon, and this is Maddon's term, it's having a well-organized strike zone that's been the biggest difference for Ohtani this year, in addition to being healthy, of course. Ohtani's in front here, 3 balls and a strike. them on back. It's a full count.
Alex, do you think he's spitting on that breaking ball, or you think he's just not picking it up? Because it looks like he's ignored it a few times here.
Well, you know, when a righty throws a breaking ball to a lefty, it looks a little bit like a pitch out. So you maybe give up on it a little bit early. Be interesting if Joe Madden starts the runner here. I would, with the 3-2 count. And he won't give in to Ohtani right here.
3-2.
Another curveball there.
Does he triple up on it? 3 straight curveballs? What do you think?
I think that's what he's going to do. 3-2 is the pitch that you get the most chases, 60% rate at the big league level. This should not be a strike.
The next 3-2. And he lays off a fastball, takes ball 4. That loads the bases with 1 away.
And you like what the Angels are doing here.
Out to make a change. The Angels have loaded the bases with only 1 gone. The Indians go back to the bullpen. ESPN's telecast of Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. Manage game tickets. I hope your seats aren't up there. Redeem offers, access exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Excellent. Everybody's welcome at the Little League Classic tonight. 3-0 lead for the Indians. They'll try to lock down a win top of the 9th inning and a sweep with Emmanuel Clase taking over on the mound. The big piece that came from the Rangers in the Corey Kluber deal back in 2019. And again, you tip your cap to Cal Quantrill for that. And
you don't want to walk right here.
And Upton slices a souvenir into the stands.
You know, Matty, here's a situation, Class A.
Here's the next 3-2. And Upton with a bouncer to the left side. Ramirez makes the play and throws him out. Wow.
I mean, Jose Ramirez, we've talked about his bat all day, but it's the leather here. Great play here. The recovery, I don't know how he didn't break a knee. And then the accurate throw and making it look easy.
Oh, and you know you're good when you turn your back to the play before it's even made, right? He got the throw off. He knew he had him and just kind of finished with little on Thursday in Detroit when they were down by 8. Iglesias sends a fly ball out to medium center field for Miles Straw. And the Indians have finished off a 3-game sweep. They win the Little League Classic tonight by a final score of 3-0. Great starting pitching from Cal Quantrill. A homer that started the night by Ahmed Rosario. An insurance run in the 4th.
Terrific night for baseball. Good pitching. Got a home run. And for baseball, a big win.
That he faced, struck out 9 in a 3-0 Indians victory. For Alex Rodriguez and Buster Olney, Matt Vasgersian, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for the